Yeah, it's like good midday, and welcome to Thoughts. Seems I need your emails or your Facebook so we can talk. Because for some other reason, it's not popular to talk. Or is it just me? Must be me. Too bad you're not more like telepathically speaking. Because when I'm in texting, I do the talk, the speech. This thing picks up. It doesn't understand me either. So what you gonna do, you know? Just thinking of applying that stuff now, you know. And who to apply it with and who to apply it on. Because so many around, so many surrounds, but it seems that they don't really matter. They're not the ones. They have their own little plans and agendas. Me, for one right now, I would just like to be able to hit some balls. I was about to get back into it again and go down and hit a half a basket. I couldn't do no better. It was almost a half a basket. I couldn't quite hit a half of a large basket. Played about a basket and a half in those matter of those days, and you know, new things strike with my mom. You know, I don't know what to do about that. That's pretty messed up. In my body too. I've got this stuff on my elbow right now, and I can't bend a damn thing, you know, to its normal, you know, place you're supposed to go. Just not bending. It's coming back slowly, but it's way too damn slow, you know. And if I've got it up to a certain angle is okay, but if it slips, increases more, it just like, you know, in a downward coming in motion, I can't hold it. And I have to use the other arm. It reaches it and grabs it, you know. Last night I went a little further than it has been going. A little more than a little further. Oh, just MF this, that, and blankety blip, dude, my freaking my, dude, yeah. Oh, I just don't even see what crying would do any good. Crying wouldn't do any good in a situation like that. And so I don't. But I wonder now if crying as a way of releasing, letting that out. I still have it within. And this is why, with the least resistance, I have the power. And what I do think of, love and respect, that'll keep me from extinguishing this world. That is not respect. Respecter of things. And all that, it seems people have just failed. Just to take advantage. To gain more. In a place where you'll never live forever. You build these mansions, you build this beauty, this build this, the backyard spaces, swimming pool, have all these cars in this 50-car garage, and I own this, and I own that, and I own the other, and I have billions and billions and billions and billions. And, that's just not where it's at. Doesn't last forever. Only in a little span of time and mind, reality, reactions, in being a spirit that is attached to and embedded in a body, a human, to be the soul of that human. And that soul, that human, is a hidden source, and it needs to be all out. To where that is the soul that God created for these spirits to live again. And that's why it's really important to think of the will of the Father and not have all these greedy, morbid ways, It's not that important. Let's say you're in a pool in the water and you depend on that pool for everything. It's your life. But one spot in this pool starts to draw and draw and draw, inhaling, taking in, consuming all this worth that is this pool. That while you were once there, you're now been drawn down, to where you're just barely existing. There used to be a spirit, do you tell, that covered this entire world. And like you see the animals, we were mere just creatures, but heavenly made, in the image of the wild nature. Because think of yourself naked today, out in the world, what would you be like? How would you live? How would you survive? That's where we came from. And slowly, slowly, these things have been taken away from us to where there's a grown dependency on something that's other than what was. And that was the truth in the Word and the creation of the beginning of our beginnings. Can you understand that? Can you just give me a like if you understand that? I don't know if someone does. Because after all this, if it takes another 2,000 years, I mean, how much generation, how much population degeneration is that? Oh, look at this. I'm going to touch my head today. Oh. It's like a yoga thing. Feel a tightness. And you don't push it anymore. You just leave it right there and relax. Inhale, exhale. Just become and relax. And you know that is not letting up at all. That worked normally, but not in this moment. Jeez. But it's held up right there, and I'm glad it's not. So maybe it's something. It's not falling on me right now. Well, thanks for that, because I'd be dropping this phone and grabbing my hand like I did last night, and I knocked myself in the head, and it had to be fast, you know. Okay, there you go. There's a little, oh man, that is so tight, and it hurts right now, starting to hurt. I can just feel the tenseness of it. It's not an actual pain yet, it's really tightening. So I'm just not gonna, letting it back off. Oh, me. Woo. And I've just recently have gained more knowledge about goth. Oh, man, I could be playing in the 70s right now. I know it. Because within 4 years, I'd already played into the 80s. And regularly, you know. I'd play and it got into it'd be low 90s, like 96, on down to the 83. Anywhere in the area, and sometimes I could do it. And there are several places I've played around here, the lakes, west, and Sun City South, and Riverview, and Willow Creek. You know, I played into the 80s on those courses, and I'd never done that before. It used to be the low 90s, so even since then, I've just gained newer knowledge about, you know, some truths of goth. When I was out last practicing before this thing of my arm, and that's not why it's doing that either. We've heard of what was it? Tennis elbow. Well, I have a granddaughter elbow. She was sitting here and had her head was into my palm, my hand back like that, you know, and she's leaning back, but she's pushing a little bit, so I just going back, push. I'd raise her back up, and she'd push back down, you know, and I'd raise her back up. We did it several times, you know, and then, you know, get down, just whatever, do something else, and she'd come back, sit, and then she'd go and do something, then come back, sit, and then she did that again. I'd push it hard down, and went further, and And that night, my elbow started this stuff, and that was last Tuesday. When it started warming up. Wednesday, and then there was Thursday, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, trying to sleep is like freaking me, So I have granddaughter elbow. So I ain't gonna worry about catching that again. Because once you learn about, you're catching something, well then, you just knock it the hell off. Or, you could just think about it in the first place, where this going to take you to. And what avenue road you'd like to go. What lanes, streets, turnoffs. Fork in a run. You make it a good choice. Boy, I just can't reach over and do this at all with my other hand, And then my right hand is, that's the main point. It just goes like, hey. And he goes, whoa. He goes, won't you listen with it? He goes, uh-huh. Yeah, but what's the difference? Uh-huh. Well, what's the best in the mountains? He goes, uh-huh. And I had to terminate the conversation because, I don't talk that bad. Do I? Well, peace out. I'm going to sit here in my shit and go watch a show and flicking this and that, Got to decide what to do about, well, it really sucks, I mean, you got people that are cornerstones and they've always made the decisions. That's such a great loss to them, because they were very powerful in their knowledge and their understanding, from a time that's more lost now than before. It'll be forgotten without them because of their understanding and their trueness, and they knew bullshit, That's why the governments didn't do all the things they do, and like Nixon, when he got in trouble, he just quit and got the hell out. Because the people in those times, they knew bullshit. That's why they killed Kennedy, because we knew bullshit and they wanted to hurt us. And they did when they killed Kennedy, because he was someone you could touch. That's why they got Obama in there right now, because he could be like the blood of Cain, and if you killed that guy, it'd be just really bad for you. Can you imagine that? Well, the day goes on. I got to get in my computer and stick up a couple of things to do. Peace out.